So I got into this role because I have always had this fire to fight for gender equality, for women's rights, and for sexual health and rights. And I'd been working in this sector as a volunteer for a while, and then I saw this job coming by specifically for a young person to fill it in and to get a platform to be activist within a Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And I just thought, that's it for me. Yeah. I am probably the most proud of being on the Dutch delegation to the Commission on the Status of Women this past year, which is a big commission where countries come together to get agreements on what they want to do for women's rights. And we actually made new commitments to young people's meaningful participation, which all the other countries agreed to. And yeah, if the youth ambassador hadn't been in that position at the time, I don't think that would have made it through. To be advocating for these issues as a young woman in a space that's so adult-dominated can actually be quite challenging. And I like to think of myself as assertive, and I know what I want. But still, if we're talking about foreign policy, that space is just not always as welcoming of young people as you'd like it to be. Right? You really have to prove yourself, and you really have to find that balance between being young and activist and trying to really make change and sort of shake up the system, but also being taken seriously. And I was lucky because this position of youth ambassador actually is specifically there to give young people that position, right? To really get that power and also have a say in things, but still, you're not always taken seriously. And people still look at you as the young person rather than someone with experience, with expertise that can really help you make your policy better. So yeah, it's exciting, it's also challenging sometimes.
The best thing about youth ambassador position is to showcase that we practice what we preach. I think nothing has more impact than actually having a young person at the table sharing the platform, talking about women's rights, gender equality and sexual and reproductive health and rights. So I think that the agenda is very joint, and I think there's no light between them, but it's almost like a play. We can play a little bit with the impact we want to achieve. So sometimes it's easier or better for the meeting to have a diplomat saying kind of rebellious things, and sometimes it's really good to shake up the agenda to have Lisa take the floor. So I think it's actually, I mean, the cooperation was great because the agenda is so from the both of us. So sometimes I said it's like a mini me and an adult me, but that's not doing justice to Lisa. But I think actually, yeah, we could have twice the fun and I think 4 times the impact. Every year we have a new youth ambassador on SRHR, also to get new perspectives and new agenda ideas. So we're really proud to announce Laura, our new youth ambassador for SRHR.
Hey, I'm Laura Bas, I'm 25 years old and I'm going to do my utmost best to bring a youth perspective to the Netherlands policies and programs in gender equality and SRHR. I often get the question, why is it so important to have a youth ambassador? Well, let me explain. 52% of the world's population is under the 30, but only 2.6% of the World Parliament members are under the 30. So we, young people, are severely underrepresented in political decision making. If we want to change this, we need more young people to represent us. So, time for change, right? What also needs to change is period poverty. And when I say change, I mean it has to end. Period poverty is something that is often overlooked, but it is one of the main reasons why girls drop out of their school and see their future perspectives scattered. 500 million women and girls worldwide lack access to menstrual products and hygiene facilities. During my term, I will actively advocate for more attention to period poverty to ensure that women and girls have better access to menstrual products and get more education about menstrual hygiene. It's time that we end the taboo and that we stop seeing menstruation as something shameful. It's a natural process, let's normalize talking about it. I also focus on comprehensive sexuality education. My ambition is that everyone gets access to education about gender equality, their health, as well as safe and pleasurable sex, so that we can all learn how to explore in our bodies, set and listen to boundaries, and how to make informed decisions about our sexuality. I'm Laura Bas, and I'm the new Youth Ambassador for Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights, Bodily Autonomy, and Gender Equality. I am ready to fight for our rights. Let's stay in touch.